The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello children, glad to see you after 1 week. Hope all of you are watching videos and studying well. Be sincere in your work. The sincerity with which you do things shapes your life. Here is a quote for you. The harder you work something, the greater you will feel when you will achieve it. Isn't it? Be sincere your work. It will be provide an amazing gift for you in future. Okay, welcome back to Social Studies class. Today's class we can learn more about our medieval Indian art and architecture. Art and architecture. What is architecture? Yes, architecture is a valuable art of expression of human beings in different ages. It is a record of continuous evolution. Architectures are the records of continuous evolution. During the Mughal period, the flowering of architecture took place, and some of the greatest monuments also built in this time. The rulers of Sultanate are also given more importance for the architectural style. In our medieval India, 3 types of architectural styles are flourished: northern style, southern style and mixed style. It's not only for that, some other special type of architectural style also flourished in that time. That is contemporary style, Indo-Islamic style and Gothic style. Today's class we are going to learn about the 3 types of medieval Indian architectural styles. They are contemporary style, Indo-Islamic style and Gothic style. All are ready? Before that, we can read the description given in your textbook. Okay? Please listen. The foundation stone for the world famous Sun Temple on the banks of the river Chandrabhaga was laid in AD 1246. Different kinds of stones were brought from distant mountain. White, black and blue stones were brought from the Nilgiris and distant kingdoms. Stones 25 feet high and wide, 56,000 pounds, intended for the temple's dome, were transported from over 100 miles through the waterways and were installed at the top of the temple at the heights of 200 feet. 1,200 sculptors gave up their comfort and desires and took a vow: we will not go back till the dome to Konark is fixed. They worked tirelessly for 12 years. So children, in this chapter we are going to learn about the different types of architectural style in medieval India. Look the flow chart. Medieval India, art and literature, style of temple architecture, Sultanate, Mughal architecture, painting, music and literature. Indian architecture is divided into 3: contemporary style of architecture, Indo-Islamic style of architecture and Gothic style. First we can learn about the contemporary style of architecture. Before that you need to see some pictures. After we can find out what are the features for contemporary style of architecture. All are ready? Please listen this. Look at these pictures. First one, Mahabalipuram temple. The temples constructed in Mahabalipuram during the reign of the Pallava king Narasimhavarman are known as Pancharatha temple. Second, Brihadishwara temple. Brihadishwara temple in Tanjavur constructed during the reign of Rajaraja Chola. The Kamakya temple in Assam, Khajuraho temple. The Khajuraho temple in Madhya Pradesh is an example of the contemporary style of architecture in medieval India. So children, what information can you gather from this picture? Any idea? Yes. Most of the temples are constructed with chisel rocks. Some other temples they construct with single rocks. All the temples are in tall temple, multi-storied, different types of extract from the Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita also depicted there. The sculptures depicting scenes of war and the art forms like dance, music, etc. These are the features we find it from the contemporary style of architecture, isn't it? Teacher, a picture കാണിച്ച് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് പറഞ്ഞുതരാൻ കാരണം ഓരോ പിക്ചറിലും ഓരോ ക്ഷേത്രങ്ങളിലും നിർമ്മാണ രീതികളിലും വ്യത്യസ്തമായ എന്താ പറയുക സ്കൾപ്ചേഴ്സ് വാസ്തുവിദ്യകൾ കാണാനായിട്ട് കഴിയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ മധ്യകാലഘട്ടത്തെ ക്ഷേത്ര നിർമ്മാണത്തിൽ കണ്ടംപററി സ്റ്റൈലാണ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചതെന്ന് അറിയാൻ കഴിയുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം എന്താണ് കണ്ടംപററി സ്റ്റൈലിന്റെ പ്രത്യേകത സവിശേഷത എന്ന് അറിയാനായിട്ടാണ് ആ പിക്ചർ വളരെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണിച്ചത്. സോ ഇൻ ദ പിക്ചർ giving a lot of information, given a lot of information for us. That is, most of the temples are tall, multi-storied. They use chisel rocks depicting different types of scenes related to war and the art forms like dance and music. The main scenes from Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita also they included in their own sculptures. അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ ക്ഷേത്ര ചുമരുകളിലെല്ലാം തന്നെ രാമായണത്തിലെയും മഹാഭാരതത്തിന്റെയും ഭാഗവതത്തിലെയും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഭാഗങ്ങൾ, നല്ല ആശയങ്ങൾ ജനങ്ങളിൽ എത്തിക്കാവുന്ന തരത്തിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെസ്സേജുകൾ കൈമാറാൻ പറ്റുന്ന തരത്തിലുള്ള ചിത്രങ്ങളും ഈ ക്ഷേത്ര ചുമരുകളിൽ ആലേഖനം ചെയ്തിരുന്നു എന്ന് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. These are the main features of contemporary style of architecture. Is it clear? So can you say the example of contemporary style of architecture? Yes. Which are they? Brihadishwara temple, Khajuraho temple, Kamakya temple. These are the main examples of contemporary style of architecture. Each temple have its own features. The Mahabalipuram temple is constructed in the period of Pallavas, and Brihadishwara temple is located in Tanjavur. It is constructed during the reign of Raja Chola. The Chola dynasty ruler Raja Chola is constructed the temple of Brihadishwara, and Kamakya temple, which is located in Assam, the same period, Chola period only, it is constructed, and the Khajuraho temple, it is located in Madhya Pradesh. It's a finest example of contemporary style of architecture in medieval India. Okay, students. So whenever you are visiting a temple, surely you can watch which type of construction is done for there. Is it possible to find out? That's a great achievement for this
സ്റ്റഡി ഓഫ് കണ്ടംപററി സ്റ്റൈൽ അല്ലെ. നമ്മൾ ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴും അത് പ്രാവർത്തികമാക്കാൻ നമ്മൾ നോക്കണം. എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും നമുക്ക് അറിയണമെന്നില്ല, പക്ഷെ ശ്രമിച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. എവറി കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഇൻ എ സെയിം വേ അല്ലെ. എല്ലാ കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷനും ഒരുപോലെയാണോ? അല്ല. അപ്പൊ ഇൻ medieval period most of the temples are constructed on the basis of the contemporary style. So it is very familiar, but we don't know how it is. അതെങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും കുട്ടികൾക്ക് അറിയുമായിരുന്നില്ല. നാം യു ലേൺ അല്ലെ. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചു എന്താണ് കണ്ടംപററി സ്റ്റൈല്, ഈ ക്ഷേത്രം എങ്ങനെയാണ് നിർമ്മിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും ചെറിയൊരു ഐഡിയ. അതിന്റെ ഗുണം എന്താണ്? വി ക്യാൻ ലേൺ അബൌട്ട് ദ ആർക്കിടെക്ചർ. കൂടുതൽ ആർക്കിടെക്ചറിനെ കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് അറിയാം. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ക്ഷേത്രങ്ങൾ നിർമ്മിക്കപ്പെട്ടത് കൊണ്ടാവാം നമുക്ക് അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതൽ പഠിക്കാനും ഇനി വരുന്ന തലമുറകളിലേക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കാനൊക്കെ സാധിക്കുന്നത് അല്ലെ. അപ്പൊ ചരിത്രത്തിന്റെ വലിയൊരു റെക്കോർഡ്സ് ആണ് ഏത് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ക്ഷേത്രങ്ങൾ എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. Okay children, I hope you all understood the first architectural style. Next we can move to the next topic, Indo-Islamic style. Indo-Islamic style of architecture. In that word itself, it's very clear. It is the amalgamation of two architectural style, Indian and Islamic style. Isn't it? Indo-Islamic architectural style. So what is the word? The combination word amalgamation. Amalgamation means the combination of one or two art forms. Okay, ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ art forms ഒന്നിച്ച് ചേർന്ന് വരുന്നതിനെ പറയുന്നതാണ് amalgamation. Okay, Indian and Islamic architecture styles togetherly known as Indo-Islamic style of architecture. Indo-Islamic style of architecture emerged in the period of Delhi Sultanate during the 13th and 16th century. So children, look at these pictures. These are the examples of Indo-Islamic style of architecture. After we can find out what are the features we see in this pictures. Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar was the first building constructed in this style. The construction of the Qutub Minar was started during the reign of Qutbuddin Aibak, the founder of the Sultanate dynasty. Later, Iltutmish completed the construction. A tall tower and balconies are the striking features of this building. Humayun Tombs and Taj Mahal. Humayun Tombs in Delhi is another example of this style. It is situated at the center of a beautiful garden. This tomb is made of red sandstone and marble. The Taj Mahal was constructed in the style and form of this monument. It was constructed by Shah Jahan in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Red Fort and Jama Masjid. Marble and red sandstone were used for construction. It is also a finest example of the Indo-Islamic style of architecture. You have more familiar about the picture, but you didn't think about the architectural style, isn't it? Really, പിക്ചറിനെ കുറിച്ച് എപ്പോഴും കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ അറിയാം. ബട്ട് യു ഡിഡ്ന്റ് തിങ്ക്, നിങ്ങൾ ഇന്ന് വരെ ചിന്തിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല ഇതിന്റെ കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷന്റെ മെത്തേഡ് എന്താണെന്ന് അല്ലേ. സോ യു ക്യാൻ ലേൺ നൗ ഇറ്റ്സെൽഫ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് Indo-Islamic style of architecture. That's an Indo-Islamic, Indian and Islamic style togetherly known as Indo-Islamic architectural style. So what are the features we find from this picture? എന്തൊക്കെ ഫീച്ചേഴ്സ് നമ്മൾ ഈ പിക്ചറിൽ നിന്ന് കണ്ടെത്തി? Domes and minarets are the notable feature of this Indo-Islamic style of architecture. Indo-Islamic architecture സ്റ്റൈലിൽ വളരെ എടുത്തു പറയാവുന്ന പ്രത്യേകത എന്താ? അതിന്റെ ആർച്ചുകളും ഡോംസും മിനാരറ്റ്സും. എന്താണ് ആർച്ച്, എന്താ ഡോംസ് എന്നതിനെ കുറിച്ച് കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ.
So today's class we learned about the two types of architectural style, contemporary style of architecture and Indo-Islamic style of architecture. So can I repeat the points? Main features of contemporary style of architecture? Yes. Tall temples, they use chiseled and single rocks, and most of the pictures are depicting on the basis of scenes representing Mahabharata, Ramayana and Bhagavata. And another points we find out that the sculptures depicted based on the war and the dance forms or the musics, etc. Hope you all understood today's points. Read the textbook carefully and write all the points in your own file. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.